everybody, and welcome to HJ Goes Live with the lovely Gary Hooker and Michael Young. It's an absolute pleasure to see you this morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And it's a pleasure to see your lovely face as well.
With the incredibly long fringe that's growing by the second, it feels like.
Hey, you're rocking it, I must say.
Sticking with it. It will never see a pair of nail scissors or kitchen scissors ever. I have made that.
That's what we want to hear.
It's fantastic to see you now. I'm sure that everybody tuning in knows you guys for the amazing stuff you do. But just to quickly catch up, multi-award-winning hairdressers across so many different events. You have a beautiful group of salons in the Northeast, 4 beautiful salons who are absolutely, I think, known for very high-end, wearable, beautiful commercial hair. So I'll
take that.
Take that. You'll take that. Good. We like that. There's a lot I want to talk about with you guys, and I know that people are going to be sending questions in. So if anyone's got questions on Facebook, please post them, and the team are posting to us. And also, if you're in the room, you can post here too. So let's just very briefly, and I do want to keep this bit brief. Let's talk about right here, right now, because everyone's talking about right here, right now, and COVID-19. You can't avoid it. But obviously you live together, you work together. How are you guys kind of using your time right now?
Oh, well, I think when it first happened, it was almost like panic, and it was like we almost went into like shock mode, and we didn't really know what to do. But as the weeks have gone on, I think we've sort of developed a routine. We try to do, sit down at the table and do a little bit of work. We set up a group, and we chat to the other guys within the industry, and then we've got other salons who've been asking for our advice, which is really nice that everybody's pulling together. But then we've got the dogs, and we're very lucky. We've got a big garden, so I've been doing the pots, and
I've been doing the dog walker.
And Michael, I've got a broken leg, so that's one of the reasons why he's been doing the dog walker.
Yeah, I think it's important to say lockdown for Gary has actually been since the 30th of December. Because he broke his leg, and he was literally just coming out of the other side of that, and then this happened. So
tell with us how you broke that leg for those that don't know the story, Gary.
Well, it was we were on one of our manager's 40th birthday, Paul. Anybody who knows Paul will understand why I broke my leg.
It wasn't his fault.
We were in Spain on his 40th birthday party, and Paul organised a Segway tour of Malaga, which I did not want to attend. In fact, I definitely said, do not put me down. I am not doing it. I don't care. I think it's irresponsible. We've all got jobs as hairdressers. Paul's already broke his arm when we were on holiday the year before. So I was adamant I wasn't going to do it. Then peer pressure. When I said, I'll try it, but I'm not really going to do it. Anyway, I did do it, and I was very good at it. And the annoying thing, I actually fell off the Segway, which wasn't the bad part, because I was all right when I fell off it.
It's important to say that the Segway was stationary.
We were stationary.
We weren't moving.
So I fell off.
What, when he fell off?
Yeah.
Stationary.
Then,
brilliant.
As soon as I fell off, the Segway decided to carry on, and it hit the wall and ran over my leg.
Oh,
and it just broke my leg in 2 pieces. Which was
not good. So you've been in for a very long time. And how are you I mean, you have a really, really close team. And how are you keeping in touch with them and keeping morale up?
The team, you're right, we are very close with the team anyway, as I'm sure most salons or salon groups are. Maybe it's slightly more unusual for bigger groups to maintain that closeness, because that sometimes is hard to keep.
Yeah.
But, we started small and have grown slowly to not much bigger. I mean, we're only 4 salons, so I still feel that small. But we, before lockdown, all of the team get together regularly. And I think the thing for now is, we've got like a Facebook closed group. That's been invaluable for us. We
stay connected. We constantly have team meetings with the managers of the salons, and and chatting. Every night we chat to them, over a few drinks, and then obviously we do the official meeting mornings.
We've been doing a couple of on our closed group. We've been doing a few Facebook lives. So pretty much like this kind of thing where we chat to the group. They're all in there, so there's like 50 of them all watching, and they can ask us questions, and we have a bit of a giggle on there, as well as the serious stuff. Kind of keeping them up to date with what is going on. So yeah.
So we've got a message from Jamie Stevens saying, I love you guys. Well, we love you, Jamie. I'm sure I can speak on behalf of the three of us, can't I?
Yes, we love you, Jamie, and Megan, and the little baby.
Absolutely. And actually, we need to get Jamie on here as well.
Definitely. We keep up with them on Facebook.
You'll never get him off, though. That's the problem.
He's been posting some lovely pictures of him with Rudy in the garden, which are like heart-melting.
And I think actually people are using the time positively to actually have that family time, because working hairdressers do not get the luxury of time, because it is work for many.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I said something, you know, it's an expensive time for us all to be off for so long. So try and get something good out of it and do things that you maybe put off all the time. And I mean, we're together all the time. So,
but you know what? Talk about, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily want to say, well, yeah, silver linings, I suppose, in the middle of what is, you know, a truly horrible time and a difficult time to get your head around. People are speaking more instead of texting. They've got time to pick up the phone. I'm talking to all my friends more rather than texting. I've never FaceTimed so many people in my life. You know, there's house party, there's messenger group chats. I'm seeing my parents more than I ever did. And when I say see them, just because I'm dropping shopping off for them twice a week.
Yeah. So, and food. I know you've been Meals on Wheels.
Been Meals on Wheels. So, yeah, and I think I hope that at the end of all of this, all these things where we've reconnected with others, I hope that doesn't end, because that is the silver lining for me.
Yeah, it is. I think it's also made people reevaluate what's important.
Definitely,
yeah, definitely. And I think as well for us, it's been like amazing that we see we're friends with all these guys at hairdressing events and see them at the awards and stuff like that. But we've been chatting on a regular basis now,
like daily,
like daily. Like this, there's not a day goes by when I don't talk to somebody from the industry.
Yeah.
And now we talk about things that are not related to the industry as well. So we're becoming even closer friends, and that's been great.
But another thing that's happened, which is because, you know, in this industry, what I love about this industry is that you meet friends from all over the world, and they stay friends as well. Do we always keep in touch with them? Probably not. Yeah. But I've been getting, you know, on house party, I've been on calls and groups with my friends in New York, people in Canada, obviously different times of the day. I've been speaking to people in Australia, and that is just something
I wouldn't have done.
Wouldn't have happened. So.
And what about clients? So Richard McCabe said it's time to set the seeds in messages, emails, Facebook, to let clients know what you are doing now to keep them safe when you open, and let you know what you know, kind of, are you keeping in touch with clients?
Oh yeah, we've encouraged all our team to keep in touch with their clients. I mean, I've got certain clients I've been for like 100 years. So I personally call them. I text them and everything. I can't text a lot of them because a lot of them can't actually operate a mobile phone. Okay. So I have to call them and speak to them, and just to reassure them that we're still there. We're still going to be there when everything's finished. And the staff are all in contact with the clients. We constantly update the clients via email and text. Yeah. And just stay connected with them, because they're as scared as us.
Absolutely. You know, Colleen Thomas has asked, are you booking appointments yet, or are you waiting for a date?
We haven't decided when we're going to book appointments. I think because we don't want to have to put everybody through that whole turmoil of then rearranging again. Yeah. I think it's pointless in a way. I mean, if it makes somebody feel comfortable to do that, then fine, do it. But for us, we just feel it's just more work as well.
So we want to talk about you guys. So you are business partners and you're also life partners, having got married fairly recently, but been together for how many years?
Well, it was actually 29 years at the end of March. Wow. And because of lockdown, we missed it. I think we were...
did you forget?
Yeah,
I didn't forget.
You did?
Oh, I remember.
Well, where was the gift or the card?
I couldn't go to the shops. We were on social
distance. You forgot. I was actually baking. And I was in the middle. I was in the middle of making a cake, and I went, "Oh my God! It was our anniversary last week." And he said, "Well, yeah, but I think on the grand scheme of things, you know, that we are in the middle of a pandemic." Sorry for remembering our anniversary.
So, I mean, obviously these are extraordinary times, but when the world is back to normality, whatever normality is, how do you guys balance work and home? Because that is can be difficult.
I think we do, you know, we do quite a good job at it. We've always haven't been together for nearly 30 years. You definitely try and put a few boundaries and rules in there. Do we always stick with them? Depends what time of year it is. If it's BHA time, no. But normally when we get home, once, you know, we sit down to eat and we put a bit of TV on, we try to not talk about work then, because it is so consuming. We're lucky to have a home in Spain, which obviously we're not going to be going there for a long time, but we try to go there to switch off when we can, and that's kind of our downtime. But we're very like-minded. We agree on most things. We have the same view on most things. You're laughing because you're probably thinking you don't.
No, I'm not, because I actually think you do. The time I've spent with you, you always seem to be pretty harmonious, which I think is just is amazing.
It's all a front.
Literally. We were lying in bed last night, and Gary said, he went, "We've not had a crossed word, really, have we, up to now?" And to be fair, we absolutely haven't. We just,
I'm very easygoing, though.
So. Is that because of the mugs that I've just spotted, that one says clever and the other says pretty? They are amazing. Oh, that needs to be your profile shot.
No, I normally have the clever one.
Oh,
It's a grumpy one as well.
Does he?
Yeah.
So you are known for, I mean, you travel the world with Schwarzkopf, who you work with, and Julian Crane is saying hi to all of us. So hello, Julian. Thank you for your support. You travel the world with Schwarzkopf. You do shoots. Michael, you're also doing photography now, and beautiful photography. You've got the salons. Is there a favourite bit for you guys, or does it change?
Well, I think for me it changes. I mean, I do. Obviously, I've been hairdressing now. It's actually my 40th year next year, and I always thought that would be the time I would stop. But there's part of that thing of going into the salon and being with clients that I really, really love. Yeah. But I also love the traveling as well. Yeah. And there's not one particular thing that I love more than the other. I think I like it a bit. I'm very easy distracted, so I like lots of different things.
I think it's, for us, because we get to do everything together, the traveling, and there's been a lot of traveling, all around the world doing stuff, which is, we feel blessed to get them opportunities. But the fact that we get to do it together has always made it so much more enjoyable for us. But I guess for me, you mentioned the photography. I started doing the photography probably about 5-6 years ago, and I wanted to do it as a slow process, kind of master my craft, become comfortable and confident with my style of photography, if you like. Yeah. But ultimately, it was just an extension of my creativity in hair. I only take pictures of hair. I'm not available for weddings or bar mitzvahs. So it is.
You could be a great addition, though.
I could.
If we don't get back soon, you will be.
But that's really taken off for me. I'm totally passionate about it. I just submerge myself in it because I like to do I like to work with the teams that I work with. I like to be completely hands-on. I do all the editing, the process, the image selection, all of that. So it's a massive thing, but I absolutely love it. Will it replace me doing hair? Definitely not, because I think they work hand in hand. It's a perfect marriage for me.
Well, Paul Stafford has suggested that you two should present this morning when Eamon and Ruth retire. So there you go. To be fair, I'd tune in.
Right, could I ask Paul? All right, Paul, which one's Ruth and which one's Eamon?
I want to be
very
Ruth.
Careful.
I want to be Ruth. I don't want to be Eamon.
The amount of food that he's been cooking, I'll end up like Eamon. In fact, I'm close to Eamon now.
And I mean, to my mind, you've still got so much more that you can achieve in the hairdressing world. Has there been one career highlight to date?
Well, yes, there is, but it's going to sound a bit corny because it's obviously going to be related to the British Hairdressing Awards. But I think for me personally, that the first time we got nominated as a couple, that was pretty special for me.
Okay.
Yeah, you?
Oh, it's tough because there's so many. Obviously, that is also one of mine. It was amazing, but I think again, it's BHA related. But what I would say is a standout, and you'll remember this, Jayne, because it was you that gave the award out. It was when the very first time we won an award together. It was actually British Colourist of the Year. And to get up on stage, I think I'd already got up on stage that night and won. I think I went into the Hall of Fame, actually.
You did.
But we'd already been kind of like Hooker and Young for such a long time. And I felt like a bit of a fraud being up on stage, accepting an award for just me. And I remember making a real emotional speech. And then when we then got up together the same night, we were both in floods of tears. I think it was the recognition, but also it was something all we'd wanted was to be recognized as a couple. And I think in that moment, everybody just went, oh, you know, it was, I know, yeah. It was such a lovely moment for me when I think about it.
You're definitely Ruth.
I am Ruth.
You're definitely Ruth. He's happy with that. Let's not worry about that. Jennifer Lowe's asking, do you have shoots? Do you have a studio where you do your shoots?
Yes. So I have basically the way that unfortunately this year was meant to be an amazing year of project and photography. I had 4 British Hairdressing Awards shoots planned for different hairdressers who I was already brainstorming with. We had shoots planned for our team as well, which I might say we did actually do 3 of them before lockdown, so there is a few in the bag. Good. Now, I have a studio here at home, which is amazing. I can hear this barking. Yeah,
furry people. We need to meet some come in shortly. 4-legged friends.
But we've got a studio at home. We've done some great shoots here. I've done a great shoot with Joshua Goldsworthy. He travelled up and we've done a shoot here for him. It was amazing. And when we shoot in London, which is more often, we tend to shoot at Iris, which is a great studio. I know the guys at Iris really well. And so there's kind of options. There's up north and there's down south.
And talking of the Hairdressing Awards, obviously we've moved the date back for first round entries to give people that much more time. So fingers crossed, if we're able, we absolutely are planning ahead with the British Hairdressing Awards. We've changed slightly how it will be judged, but given people the opportunity to get pictures in later, and also to only have to do 6 pictures this year rather than 8. So we will ask for 6 for the final collections, which are doable on a day, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, we obviously, there's 2 of us, so it's easier for us. It's easier for us to get 8, so that's never really been a problem. But I think for anybody who's only got the budget to do 1 day, then it's perfect, really.
Yeah. And Maya Westlake's asking, and actually she's asking the same question I wanted to ask you. So slightly differently, best bit of advice you would give to hairdressers now, and the best bit of advice you've ever been given?
I would say to hairdressers now is like stay positive and talk to other hairdressers as well, because we're all exactly the same at the minute. We're all in the same boat.
Charlie Taylor's asked if you're fed up of her calling. She's probably ringing.
I think it's great when people speak to each other, and I think it helps as well. I know, like sometimes I have days when I get up in the morning, I feel can be down.
Yeah.
But within a couple of hours, we either chat on Facebook or we chat through Messenger or we pick the phone up, and I think that just lifts you as well, because everybody's going through different struggles at different times.
And is there a bit of advice you've been given that's kind of stayed with you throughout your careers?
Oh, I mean, there's been several bits. One bit which is kind of funny, I guess, but my God, I've used it, is when you're presenting on stage, when something goes tits up or wrong.
And it's hung just as you said when you've been presenting.
The only person who knows it's gone wrong is you. So, just ride the storm. If you've got something that isn't working right in front of you, don't let anybody know, because as far as the audience is concerned, that's what it was meant to look like.
Yeah.
No, my advice, I think, was the best advice I was given was just be yourself.
Yeah.
Be yourself.
Natural.
Yeah.
Just be humble as well. Humble.
Definitely.
And looking back now, is there anything you would have done differently?
I probably wouldn't have spoke to him when I first seen him. I'm joking. No, actually, I definitely wouldn't have changed anything because I've had a great life and a great career, and you know it's not over yet. But no, I mean I think you've learned from things, so yes, there's nothing I would change.
Same. There's nothing I would change. I think we've had. Don't get me wrong. There's been ups and downs.
There's been some really bad times.
There's been some really bad times, and there's been some really good times. And I don't think I would actually. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of things which I won't mention. There's been a couple of things that I would change that have just caused, you know, a bit of heartache, a bit of stress. But at the end of the day, we get over them and get by them. So it's, you know, yeah, it's all.
No, I get that. Louise Wood said, is there anything that you have realised you would like to do more or less of, and what work impacted changes might stay for you? I mean, because you talked about everybody having more time, the danger is when normality returns, we go back to how it was and we lose those lessons. So someone's keen to talk to you.
I know.
So what, is there anything you would like to do more or less of, and what changes do you think will stay?
I think nothing I would want to do less of. It's been nice to have the time to think about what you're going to do. So I think I like the fact that I'll be able to be a bit more organised than what I was, instead of racing around chasing your tail all the time.
Yeah.
Or tails, as you have how many?
13 dogs.
30.
So for those people that don't know, Gary, you are a Crufts judge for Great Danes, and are you the most awarded Great Dane breeder?
I am one of the most successful Great Dane breeders in the UK, if not the. I think there's maybe one other kennel which was way before the war.
Wow, that's
so similar to
I'm like Major Tom of Great Danes.
Major Tom of Great Colonel
Tom,
as he is of this morning. Colonel Tom.
Yeah, we've got 13 dogs, so we've got like a mixture of everything because Michael sort of collects little ones.
Collects. Not like a model railway, you know. Collects them.
We're family's it's quite small actually. It's the least number of dogs we've ever had, really.
Wow.
Well, I mean, I think at one point it had got up to about 28 dogs, which was, I mean,
too many
and out of hand. It's completely out of hand. So 13 is nice. It's a nice, manageable number. They're all shapes and sizes. They go from the sublime to the ridiculous. I mean, we've got tiny little things, and then
are eggs and beans there?
Things. I can get them. Are you getting them?
Yeah.
I'll get them.
The guys need to meet these pooches. So Rick Roberts has asked, what collection would you say is your most iconic? I suppose, what is your favourite collection? Do you have a favourite?
I would say probably Punk Couture. It was our British nomination, British nominee collection for 2013. So blue, beautiful dark backgrounds, shot by Jack Eames, the amazing Jack Eames, done an incredible job. So I would say that we've always.
Oh, hello, baby. This is Beans.
Hello.
Give me.
Oh, look at that face. So, Gary, for you, the same question. What's the favourite collection that you've?
My favourite collection was the double shots that we did in black and white.
Oh.
Okay, so it's different. That's
I mean, there's different images, but as a collection, for me, I loved that because I thought it was something new for us to do, and it was
Shirley.
Someone's feeling left out. Is that Shirley?
Shirley, yeah. So I loved that as a collection. Yeah, I loved that.
Okay.
I've got Daisy here somewhere.
Oh, I know you're not allowed favourite children, but Daisy is my favourite child. I'm really sorry. I can't help it. Oh, look at that face. I'm just in love. So you also have done a phenomenal job of bringing through new talent, and you look at the current Schwarzkopf Professional Colour Technicians of the Year are your guys, so Jonathan and Sophie. One of the questions we've had is, how do you teach resilience? So when they come in as assistants, how do you teach that kind of resilience? And
so for me, you're always a great believer in leading by example, and we wear our heart on our sleeve. There's moments where we get knocked down, things don't work or things don't go to plan, and She's making too many noises.
Is she making too many noises?
She's deaf.
No,
she's deaf, and she's about 100-year-old.
Yeah. So
gorgeous.
I always just like to think, because we've got a closeness to our team, and I'm very vocal and very open about our, successes, but also our pitfalls as well, that I think if your team can see you going through any sort of struggles and how you manage to pick yourself up and brush it off, I think that is the best thing for them, because I like to think that our team look at us and think, well, Gary and Michael didn't let that affect them. And so it's just a whole learning curve. I like to think they always are looking and learning, and they'll end up taking all the good qualities that we have to offer.
And also, I mean, we always say to them, if things don't work out, tomorrow's a different day. And it's another shoot, it's another job, it's another client or whatever. So you just got to keep on going.
Keep moving forward. And where do you go for inspiration?
Well, for me personally, I mean, we both get inspired by loads of different things, but I probably research more than Gary does, because I glue myself to my laptop and I'm always looking at everything. Clearly, I'm always really keen and keen to know what other people are doing in the industry, and I'll take great inspiration from that. However, I like to look at beauty campaigns, fashion campaigns, and maybe that's more so now, but that's maybe because of the transition into photography. So I'm not always only looking to be inspired by hair. I'm looking at light and shade and art form. So the overall image. So quite often when we are researching for maybe say BHAs, my Google searches won't be in hair. I'll look at beauty campaigns, which may show no hair, but they will show a beautiful image and a feeling, and that will give me the inspiration to then go on and do something in hair.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
We're kind of nearly at the end of our session, which is desperately sad because there's so much to talk to you. What, for both of you, so both of you to answer this, what would you say to your 18-year-old self?
Oh, I would say, don't doubt yourself. You've definitely made the right decision.
Yeah.
And it's going to be tougher than you think, but it's going to be a hell of a ride, and it's going to give you and it's going to give you everything. It's going to give you everything and more that you wanted out of a career, a life.
Okay. Gary?
I would say the same sort of thing, really.
Sorry.
Because obviously I started life out as a baker, and I didn't really like it. So I was always fearful when I was becoming a hairdresser whether it was the right decision. And I was about that age then, so I thought I would definitely say that this is going to be good. It's going to be good. You're going to have a great time, and you're going to have a great life out of it, and you're going to meet the person of your dreams, the partner of your dreams, and you're going to live happily ever after.
I hope you can hear this.
Yeah, well, that sounded more like a fairy tale.
Well, then I'm telling your 18-year-old self.
And they live happily ever after.
Oh, we love that. We love that.
Yeah.
So, going forward, what's left for you guys to achieve?
I just think for now it has become. I think as you achieve a lot of your own goals, and you have a different perspective as you get older. We both love to see our team achieve now. Because I remember as a young hairdresser seeing that first front cover or just seeing your name in print. It is such a thrill. It is such a thrill. And I now see that in other people. I see it in our team. We've got, across our team of 50, we've probably got maybe, 6 or 8 of them who've got aspirations to go on to sort of do the industry stuff. So my focus is there now. Don't get us wrong. We're not hanging up our hair dryers and scissors just yet. There's a lot of things we'd like to achieve. We want to continue with the traveling. We want to continue with the BHAs. All of the things that we love. We want to keep doing the things that we love. But certainly seeing our team achieve their goals and their dreams is an amazing feeling for me.
Yeah, and for me, it's about obviously all the things that Michael just said, because we do love both, everything. But obviously now for us is getting the salons back working, getting the team back on track, and moving forward in whichever way we have to move forward, and and learn from this experience, and better salon.
Yeah,
of course. So to follow you to see your hair pictures, which Instagram account should people follow?
So our main Instagram account is just simply Hooker and Young.
Okay.
But we did, well, I set up another Instagram called Michael Young Hair Photography.
Okay.
And to be fair, the main reason for setting that up was to use it as an online portfolio.
Yeah.
Because I don't have a website.
Yeah.
I don't, I was going to say I don't have a big enough body of work, but actually that's not true, because there's over 100 images on there now, which is more than enough for a website. But I think we live in a digital world where people want things at their fingertips. So for me to have a portfolio as an Instagram is great. It's quite frustrating because I've shot a lot of things for different clients now, and I can't post them on my Instagram until they've released them. And I'm like, no, I want to do it now.
And we're being asked, where can people see the lovely furry babies?
Yes, the dogs have got their own website, and it's under the name of Garsak Great Danes.
And that's Garsak, isn't it? Garsak.
Yes,
okay.
Great Danes. Yeah.
But to see, what about Egg and Beans?
Egg and Beans, they're on our personal.
So my personal Instagram, which is it is basically just full of old dogs and cakes. I don't put any
we like that
hairdressing on there. No. That is that's Mickey Joe Young, and Gary says Hooker Gaz.
Hooker Gaz. Brilliant. Yeah. Thank you. There's been so much love for you guys. I'm just going to read. So Claire Denyer saying hi to you both, and great. She loves seeing you at the British Hairdressing Awards and then seeing you at Crufts. Judith Headley said, 2 lovely gentlemen, a credit to our hairdressing industry, which I think we'd all agree with. And then actually from a fellow British nominee, Jamie Stevens, I just want to say these 2 guys have been a massive inspiration to me in my career. I've looked up to them for their business, their work, their drive, their creative side, but mainly just because how nice they are, which I think is kind of sums up how everybody who knows you. And finally, I knew it had come up. Tim Scott Wright, post the pic of when you dressed Jayne up in a tablecloth at an ice cream event. Don't you dare, fellas.
It's a classic.
It's a classic. It's just stay tuned.
No, there's worse Tim Scott Wright pictures, Tim Scott Wright. So you need to be very careful, I would suggest. Thank you so much. It's been an absolute joy.
It's been a pleasure.
So thank you, and I will speak to you both soon.
Lots of love to everyone.
Lots of love,
Take care,
guys.
everybody.
Thank you. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.